So we got polyester primer on the passenger door. So most of the body work is done. So this polyester primer has to be blocked. Maybe a few more TLCs. The sort of majority of the body work on the back has been done, and it's in epoxy primer now. The whole back end. It still needs to be blocked, and there's still some minor imperfections that need to be dealt with. So I'll block this and then deal with them. You can see a few little things as you look through the video back here that I still have to address. This quarter, most of the body work is done. The majority of it was here and here. So there's a couple of dents. This one right here I've got to fix, and the back here was damaged, and most of that's done. So the back panel is where a lot of the work was done. We had a weld splits through the seam through here, and there was a hole down here that we had to fix. So this is roughed in with metal and metal, so I have to go over it with final premium body filler. I use the 3M Premium Plus, which is pretty much the best stuff on the market, and it recommends putting that over top of epoxy, even though that's old school in some people's eyes. That's how we roll. So again, you can see little imperfections that I have to block out and refill. This door's in epoxy primer. You can see some low spots. The darker spots are low spots, which need filler still. Yeah, so once that's done, I will polyester primer the whole car, or actually the back end of the car, because that hasn't been done yet. So block, more body work, polyester primer, which would get it to this stage as this door is in, and then block that, and then high build primer. So the front end, it's all masked, so you can't really see, but from previous pictures and previous posts, you can see that the front end is pretty much bottled up. It's got body work, all the body work done, and it's now in polyester primer, which has been blocked with 240. So obviously it has to be blocked finer. As I block it finer, I might find a few more little imperfections that I have to fix, but it's a lot of hours have gone into just the front end, and it's pretty much done. So yeah, now moving to the back of the car, I will pull the door handles off. Once I pull the doors off, it's just easier. The handles are being replaced, and they're probably going to break because of the rust on the bolts. So customer has new handles, which are good. The glass is another issue. We do have rubber for the glass if we pull it, but again, my glass guy said if the glass breaks, putting it in, because sometimes that happens because the rubber is new or the rubbers are being fabricated a little bit different, then we don't have a glass. So I need to talk to the customer about if he wants us to pull it or not. We have found the glass online, but you're looking at about $5,000 Canadian to get it to us. So I'm not sure if he wants to go down that route, which is a discussion that I will have with him. I'm actually going to post this video on my YouTube page and then share it with the customer so he can kind of get a better grasp on where we're at and how far we still have to go. The inside jams aren't primed yet. If you notice, there is some corrosion. especially in this seam here and here. So I have to mask off all the inner on both sides and sandblast that. So that still needs to be done. And under the doors, let me get my old ass down here. Under the doors, you can see that there's a bunch of rust. So I'll address that once the doors come off. That's why I have to take the doors off. And then in the inner area here, which is metal, and then the aluminum body is folded over that, there's rust in here. So that needs to be sandblasted. So once I block this epoxy, get body work done, I will mask off that inner, and I'll mask off the door inners, and of course the doors will be off at that point. Then all that stuff needs to be sandblasted. Once that's sandblasted, then that can be primed and then body worked. And then hopefully we're closer to the finish line at that point. Yeah, I mean, way more hours than we anticipated. But again, it's being done correctly. And all of that takes time. So yeah, there you have it. So it's getting there. I mean, the roof is in really good shape. You can actually see where all the stamping is. So it needs to be blocked and definitely high build, but there's no real body work that I see. There might be a couple little dents that I have to deal with, and kind of see one in the middle, in the front there, right here. That might need filler, but it's in pretty good shape. I mean, again, that might just block out. So yeah, there you have it, a bit of a longer rant, a bit of a longer video, but again, I'll post this for the purpose of my customer seeing where we're at. Again, the hood, a little bit of body work on the hood. This is metal to metal. This part here we couldn't weld because it's right where it's folded over top of the metal, and because the negative of the aluminum and the positive of the metal can't be welded, so it would just spark a bigger hole. So this we had to fill this with metal to metal. Yeah, underneath is all stripped, and we might do some replacement on the bracket underneath in the front because that's damaged. Again, that's a conversation I have to have with the customer to see how far down the rabbit hole we're going. We've gone actually pretty far, so I'm sure that's going to get done as well. So yeah, there you have it. So I'm going to put this phone down and send this video to the customer and get back to work. Leslie at Opal out. Have a good weekend.